Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Today we had the interest rate decision, 75 basis point increase, pretty much what the market expected, pretty much what we expected, and as a result we saw a lot of volatility. So everything, basically everything is planned, no surprises, and also we haven't invalidated anything. So let's take a look at the wave count, but we start with a longer time frame wave count here, starting at the high in August at around 25k, just for new viewers as well. My expectation is still, and again, it doesn't have to play out, but it is still at the moment for me the most likely assumption based on what the chart is doing here, that we have come down, or that we are currently coming down in this fifth wave. This fifth wave as a whole, that you can see here on the screen, would finish off the bear market. The fifth wave, or the wave 5 to the downside here of the Bitcoin chart, consists of three waves, A, B, C. At the moment, we can assume that we are in the C wave to the downside, and that this here was a wave A down, which bottomed in the middle of September at around 18.2k, and we're now moving up in quite a complex wave 2 correction. In this wave 2 this wave 2 correction would be followed by a wave 3 to the downside, a wave 4 up, and a wave 5 down. That would be, for me at the moment, looking at the chart and how it's playing out, one very, very likely scenario. Okay. In this wave 2, in which we currently are, we've got a wave A to the upside, we've got a wave B to the downside, and a wave C to the upside, and we are currently in the C wave. And let's zoom in. So at least that is the current expectation, right? The C wave consists of 5 waves. So we had a wave 1 here, we had a wave 2 here. We have completed probably a wave 3 to the upside here on the 29th of October. And we are now coming down in 4, and there should be one more leg up in a wave 5. That's also what I still anticipate for Ethereum. To make that work, we need to hold the 18,865 level, or 19,865, 19,870 in that region. That's important. And then we can still move up in wave 5 of C of 2. And then we are constrained here to a degree, right? Because this move up is probably going to take us sort of into the region between 21.7 to 22k, which means there is short-term upside potential here, as long as we hold above that level that I indicated. But then again, that will be the next, let's say, pivot point, decision point. In that region, we will see a decision if the context of the chart is going to flip bullish or if it stays bearish. Because at the moment, the assumption, as long as we stay, let's say, below the 22k level, the assumption is that we are still going to make lower lows. This may shift if we get into that region and go just straight through the 22k area. So there will be a decision point up there, and I will of course keep you up to date, because it is the area where the chart could flip bullish. Because if we break a certain level, which is that sort of 21.7 to 22k region, then the chart flips bullish because we are breaking through important resistance. But short term isn't really affected by this. Short term, still upside potential there. There's different ways of how this can now be counted, but with the latest drop here, I see wave 4 as reset further lower. In the previous video, we actually talked about the potential to go all the way up to 20.9k before we come down once more in a triangle pattern. However, we didn't quite reach 20.9, even though it was really close, and we've now come to the downside. The triangle pattern I showed you was actually this one, A, B, C, D, and then an E wave down and then break out to the upside. Didn't happen, obviously, because we've come down a bit too low. We can still count it as a triangle, and the assumption would that this was a wave A, this was a wave B as anticipated. Then the wave C would be this down here though, then a wave D to the upside, and the wave E is still to come, but it's not a very nice triangle, so let's get rid of it. I rather count this as an ABC, or rather WXY is possible as well. So they are possible, as WXY. Let's just move it to WXY. It's basically the Ethereum count as well, where we came down in a wave here W, moved up in an X wave, come down in a Y wave. So So that's the expectation. We talked about this triangle here in the previous video, this sort of triangle shape pattern, and that we're probably going to see sideways action until we see the interest rate decision. Now that was spot on, I think. And then I talked about an impulsive move that would take us out of the triangle. And as we get into the apex, we are normally going to see a strong move. That happened as well. Now we have come down, yeah, and we can count this as a WXY pattern, and we still have space to come all the way down to 19,870 pretty much, and would then, however, need to move up, because if we don't, then this would be a more bearish interpretation. It would take us down much lower, and possibly we would then have to assume that the high of the wave 2 was already in, and we are already coming down very strongly. But at the moment, we are still sort of on track here to seeing another wave to the upside short term. And again, I gave you the key support levels. One more thing I would like to do is to calculate the target for the Y wave. We can do that by taking the length of the wave W and comparing it to the length of the wave Y, and the 1-to-1 ratio, basically that wave W and wave Y have the same length, would take us to 19,960 as a key target. Let's see if we get there, but that is an absolute important level. Because that is one of the most likely targets for a Y wave, right? And yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. So as a confirmation that we start to move up in wave 5, I think it would be good to see the price go above the X wave at 20.8K. And again, if we go down below the 19,870 level, then I think we're going to see support here in the region around 19K. Yeah, but if we really play it out like that, we have a nice head and shoulders here, and this wouldn't be good, right? This wouldn't be good. This would actually take us down quite strongly. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.